I'm about to quit my job. Like, actually, I've never in my life been the type of person who will quit a job without a 2-week notice. That's what I'm about to do. I'll give you a backstory because it's honestly, it is what I have receipts for all of this. I'll put them on the screen when we get to it, but like wild. When I first started this job, we didn't have a manager. Like, she had just quit. We had somebody who was like filling in, but they were awful. We finally got this manager. She was like, she had a whole meeting with us, told us everything she was going to start doing. And she was like, you guys will never have to work a shift alone again, because that was some of the stuff that was happening because they refused to hire anybody. It'd be one person for a whole shift. And she was like, if somebody calls out, like, I'm gonna come in, just saying all this stuff. And then she also said that for the next 6 paychecks, if we didn't call out and we weren't late, we'd get like an extra $100 on each paycheck, which was encouraging people to come in even though they had COVID, which is exactly what happened. People didn't want to miss their bonus, so they came in with COVID, and then more people got COVID. My first problem with her started when I had to call out because I had to take my sister to a psychiatric hospital. My sister has mental illness, as many of us do, and she had to be hospitalized, so I called out to my manager. I texted her and I told her the situation, broke it down for her, told her what happened, which I didn't even have to do, by the way. I thought I'd be, go the extra mile. And then I also explained to her that I am my sister's guardian. She lives with me. I'm the one who signs her papers. I'm the one who pays for her stuff. I'm her emergency contact. Like, I went into detail with this because a lot of people have a problem with me being so young and taking care of my sister. They like think that we're just having sleepovers and that I'm not actually parenting, which I am. I blocked out my part right here because it has a lot of stuff about my sister in it. However, her response was, sorry to hear that. I don't think any of y'all are gonna get this bonus for call outs. Not what you say to someone when you say that your sister tried to kill herself, but this wasn't even too big. It's just the fact that like, I just don't like I don't think any of y'all are gonna get the bonus for the call. Like, it just sounded very like snarky and like, So this was a few days later. My sister was getting out of the hospital early because of bad weather, long story. I gave her the short version and was like, I have to leave work. Mind you, there was myself and 2 other employees working my same shift. So it should have been fine because most of the time we only work with 2 people. We were lucky to have 3 that day. Her response to me having to leave early was, well, I definitely don't want to come in today, so he might just have to be there alone for a bit. I think she must have forgotten that my other coworker was there. Like, nobody was going to be left alone. And I once again said, they just called, I need to be there at 4, so I'll do all of the prep work. I'm gonna have to make this into a second part, so I'll post that now. Okay, this is part 2 of me quitting my job today and why I'm doing it. So I said, I'm gonna be able to do all the prep work so they don't have to, whatever. And then she said, can you come back after? I said, I won't be able to. It's an early release. Somebody has to be there with her for 48 hours. My sister did, in fact, just try to kill herself, so believe it or not, won't be able to finish my shift. And her response to this was, I was just wondering because that will give you 2 call outs this week. The first one being when my sister tried to kill herself, and the second one being when I was getting her from the hospital from when she tried to kill herself. So like, it just a little unavoidable. To which I say, I understand, there's really nothing I can do. She's a minor, I have custody, her father lives in another state, our mom's out of the picture, I have to sign her out, make sure everything's good. To which she says, so what do you do with her while you're working all the other shifts and all? I'm just wondering because I don't know your situation at all. You don't have to know my situation, girl. It could have stopped then and there. You don't get to ask me. But I took a breath and then I said, normally I can leave her at home alone. It's just the reason she was in the mental hospital is because she tried to kill herself. I have to watch her, make sure she's good. Mind you, I had already told her why she was in the hospital. Like, this was just me reiterating. And her response was, oh, okay. First of all, I don't owe you a single explanation to why I'm not like, at the end of the day, I don't. If somebody calls out, they call out. If somebody tells you they can't be there, they can't be there. If I tell you I have to go, I have an emergency, that's it. That's where it stops. You go, okay. And then you, as a manager, figure out what to do. Like, that's your job. That's what you get paid for. But something about the fact that it was about my sister, and about that specific situation, like, I almost quit then and there. And I told my coworkers about this. I showed my coworkers the text message she sent me, and they were like, oh, I would have quit. I would have quit right there. Same. My next situation with her is when she came to me and 2 of my other coworkers and told us that we looked like idiots. I quote, she said, you guys look really dumb. Like, do you know how dumb you look? You look stupid. You look like idiots. This is because we, I guess, weren't doing our job the way that she wanted us to. We were doing our job. Everything was fine. No one else thought we looked like idiots, but I guess she did. So for like 5 minutes, she sat there berating us and continuously saying, "You guys look really dumb. Do you know that? You look really stupid. Like, honestly, you should come out here and look at yourself and see how dumb you look. You look dumb." It was literally so shocking. Like, I was speechless, and I'm never speechless. I was speechless. My mouth was open under my mask. Like, you would think that she would just stop after none of us were saying a single word. We didn't say a single word the whole time. She didn't. She just kept going, kept saying, "Really, you guys look really dumb." I have to make one more part because it's not going to fit, but go to the next part for the final straw. Welcome back. This is part 3 of why I will be absolutely quitting my job today. So a few days ago, I tore a ligament in my foot when I was at home. I've never done that before. My sister has. I haven't. I didn't know what was happening. And originally I texted my manager and was like, "Hey, bit of a medical emergency, can't walk. Until I figure out what's happening, I will not be at work today." Like, I didn't know if it was a quick fix type of situation. It wasn't. Go figure. I literally had to pee so bad and I crawled on my hands and knees. My boyfriend watched me crawl on my hands and knees because I couldn't even like lean on him for support. And I crawled to the bathroom. Anyways, I obviously sought out a medical professional and I was told to be off of my foot for a few days and go from there. And so I called out of work the next day after I injured my foot. So that was 2 days. And then the third day, my manager messaged me, and I'll put the messages on the screen, but she said, "I'm gonna really need you to come in." So she tells me that her son has his first baseball practice and that she really needs me to be at work, even if it's just 2 to 7:30. I said I can definitely be there until 7:30 at least. My doctor just told me to see how my foot was feeling after being on it for a few hours and if it's swelling more. She said, "Well, today and tomorrow I have a 7 o'clock person. So if you need to leave at 7:30, that's fine." So she literally gave me permission to leave at 7:30. Keep that in mind. My friend was like, "You do not need to go in at all. You're not supposed to be on your foot." I was like, "Look, I'm going to help out. It's fine. Everything's fine. And I can leave early." So I go to work that day. That was the first day back. And I literally wanted to throw up. Like, I was in so much pain. I wanted to throw up and leave early, and I didn't. I stayed. But so then the next day I brought like ginger ale with me in case I felt like I was going to throw up. I was prepared for the pain. But I get there and I see my coworker. I said, "Don't be mad at me, but I'm leaving at 7. And she said, "I'm leaving at 7 too." And I was like, "That's weird. I wonder who's going to come in with our 7 o'clock person then and help them so they're not alone." 7 o'clock comes around and that person comes in and they said, "Who's going to be working with me?" And we were like, "We don't know." So they text our manager. Our manager texts them back and says, "Oh, nobody's coming in, so Sarah just won't be able to leave today." So, and then she texts me this, says to me, "Sarah, tonight you are unable to leave at 7 due to a call off this morning." I don't like that word unable. I am not unable to do anything. You already gave me permission. I will be leaving. I said, "I'm not trying to start anything at all, but you told me I'd be able to leave these past 2 days. I just returned my drawer. My foot has been killing me. I wasn't even supposed to be on it all day yesterday or today, but I still came in." She said, "Well, the schedules had to change today, and it's not right to leave that person alone for the next 3 hours. She may be okay if you ask her if you can leave earlier than 10, but this person had to come in early to cover a call off, and she's tired from working all week." I read the message aloud to both of those people who were there with me, and the first person was like, "I didn't even tell her I was tired from working all." She's like putting that in my mouth. The second one was like, "How dare she put that on me? Like, that's her decision as a manager. She needs to make that call." Go to the next part. I'm so sorry. All right, this is, I believe, part 4 of why I'm quitting my job today. It's a little hard to read, but essentially I say that I'm sorry that the schedule had to change, but it's an actual medical thing that I've got going on right now. I shouldn't have been on my feet at all the past 2 days. You asked me to come in, so I did. My coworker said that you asked her yesterday to change her shift, so we're all wondering why none of us were notified then, so we could have had this discussion earlier. My coworker literally said, "Yeah, I don't know what she's talking about, like spur of the moment, like I had to come in, but she asked me a day in advance to come in." So like she knew. And then I just told her that like the pain that I was feeling yesterday is so extreme, I will not be able to stay for 3 more hours. I'm going home. To which she then said, "If it was a necessary medical thing, then you should have had a doctor provide a note. I don't have to accommodate anything medical without documentation and HR approval. Your schedule says 10, and if you leave before then, it's going to be an absence for you." I can't. Let's start with the HR approval, okay? So I actually found out before this situation, but it was also confirmed to me when I read these messages to my coworkers once again, that we are not allowed to give them medical notes. Where I work, they do not accept medical notes. I don't know the exact reasoning, but I just know that they can't ask us for doctor's notes, and if we give them, they can accept them. Now, in the past, I had to get COVID tested, and I wasn't allowed to come back until my results came in, and I gave them that, and you know, they couldn't accept it, whatever. So after that situation, I just didn't do it again. If she would have asked me when I explained to her what had happened to me for a doctor's note, I would have given her one, which is like the funniest thing out of, like, I would have given her one. But I knew from somebody else that they can't ask for them, we can't give them, they can't accept them, so I just didn't. So the fact that she's even trying to like lie here and say that not only do I have to give her a medical note, but it has to go through HR approval, and then her saying that my official schedule says that I leave at 10, so if I leave before then, I'm gonna be counted absent. I have the text messages where you say that I can leave at 7. Like, you've already given approval, girl. 2 days ago, you gave me approval that I could leave at 7. I have those messages. I don't care what the official schedule says. I have those messages. No tipsy backsies. Anywho, I've typed up a giant ass resignation letter in my notes app. If you guys want to see it, let me know. It charts everything she's done from point A to point B and how we got here. I just know it's not going to go well. I'm going to send this to her. It's not going to go well. She's either not going to respond and block me or respond and be awful. So if you want, I'll keep you updated. Just let me know. Also, tell me in the comments if you've had any situations like this, or if you've ever just like quit, like drop of a dime, quit your job. Like, I'm curious, as if like I'm the only, am I being crazy? I don't know.